Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I'm going to be doing what I actually said I wouldn't do because I was so enthusiastic about the Blu-ray of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. I thought I'm never gonna buy the vinyl. Now, what have I got here? The vinyl from Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, the recent vinyl. And I'm going to compare this one with the original release from 1983, this one. And there are quite some differences. Before I get to the sound quality. First of all, this one has more material. What we've got here is, for example, the Gene Genie Love Me Do medley featuring Jeff Beck and also Round and Round featuring Jeff Beck. So there is Jeff Beck on this one. This one does not have Jeff Beck, just as the original film didn't have it. So if you're basically interested in having the fullest version of the show, look no further and go for this vinyl. Then I noticed in some other videos people are interested in seeing me unpack these vinyls. So you know what? I'm gonna compare the two of these. I'm gonna start off with this one. This is a nice but rather plain version. It has a sticker here, a hype sticker, and when you open the disc edition, you have this as an inlay. I like it. I like the cigarette. I think of Rock and Roll Suicide when it's getting out of control on these pictures. Fine edition, fine packaging. And although I prefer the gold, the black, than this golden one, I think they did an incredible job. If you look at this, is a trifold. This is the way it opens. It is a rather spectacular packaging. Yet, what might be a bit annoying is that in this trifold, the second final is in here. So what I usually do is then I get it out and I put it in here when I put them in the sleeve, or else you constantly have to get them out of the sleeve. But you know, this is a very good looking new issue, and it's fuller. Yet, I'm gonna go to the element of the sound quality. I will never ever be playing this again. And that is interesting. And I'm going to work towards a conclusion in which I'm going to ask some questions with regard to that. But first I'm going to share with you what I noticed. This pressing is silent. I see some people on Discogs questioning the silence of this. This is a good silent vinyl. I sometimes wonder if the people who complain on Discogs about new vinyl not being silent enough, do they actually wash their vinyl? Because I always wash new vinyl, and with new vinyl, I never have a problem with silence. Now, what I basically noticed pretty much is when we get to the, for example, the element when Bowie starts a speech, you hear a lot of air in the microphone. I don't mind that. But there is a certain element of live noise in this recording. And to a certain degree, I have the idea that these two basically use the same mix. Bowie's voice is very much towards the front, and the piano is soft, the guitar is soft as well. You can hear also this one has the Bowie dub. So for example, on the song Rock and Roll Suicide, you can hear Bowie doing his own dubs, and that's also in the booklet with regard to the Blu-ray. The daughter of the Pennebaker was writing that Bowie went into the studio and did dubs. This is dubbed by Bowie live. Bowie dubbing in the studio his live vocals and the vocals of others, chorus, backing vocals. This one has the same, by the way. Both have the dubs, and some people have been asking to get the original bootleg released, but Bowie likes to have his own vision even when it's a live record. I don't mind the dubbing, really. What I do mind is that I find the overall sound on this a bit dull. It is a silent vinyl. There is okayish definition, but I find the dynamics lacking, and I do find that this doesn't have enough punch. When you compare it to the original one, and this is an original German pressing, it has so much more texture, it has so much more depth in the sound. I have the idea I'm hearing more of what's going on. I have the idea that I'm getting much more a sense of what is up front and what is a bit more to the back. This one all seems a bit, how do I say that, flat out, you know, although this also for me has the more interesting stereo image. I really like the dynamics of it. I really like the punch in it. Perhaps this has a bit more mid than the other, but you know, I'm not sure what the case is. Perhaps the tapes have also degenerated a bit. I notice it sometimes with recent pressings that the punch, and some texture, some of the analog texture is lost. Perhaps the difference is just between analog and digital. Perhaps it is because I didn't have this problem when I put on the Blu-ray, and it is the same mix, but I was listening to a 5.1 Blu-ray mix, and perhaps the idea behind the 5.1 Blu-ray mix is much more to get all the instruments more equal, less punch, more of a bright image of the show, because I mean you hear noises coming from everywhere in a 5.1 mix. Perhaps that is the philosophy behind it. I also noticed it a bit with the digital culture, that things are a bit more flat and less punchy. Perhaps that's the philosophy behind releasing this, but it doesn't grab me by the balls. So I'll be playing the Blu-ray because I don't know. Perhaps a digital good mix works good on a digital format, because my Blu-ray player and the Blu-ray system is digital, so perhaps that's a good mix. I'm not sure about this. You know, I'm guessing. I don't have a fully pronounced answer. What is the difference when you put a Blu-ray disc through a digital setup and it sounds okay? Perhaps it's also because you focus on the image and there's something else going on. Purely audio-wise, this is it for me. Way better. And it works for the emotion. It works for the emotion. I am more involved in this pressing of the album. So, well, that's my 2 cents, 5 cents, I don't know. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.